Given everything that is going on in the Middle East right now and all the uncertainty that the entire world is in, I thought I would show you my two pantry system. I don't live week to week with my food and resources, and I haven't since 2020, to be honest. I run two pantries. I've got a working pantry, which I will show you in a minute, that's in the kitchen, and then I have this second pantry, which is where I store extra stuff. And we're in and out of that all the time using through things. So I'm not just hoarding things. This is not a doomsday prepper pantry. It is two working pantries in the suburbs of Brisbane that anyone can create for themselves. Now, there are many reasons that I don't live week to week on my resources. The first one is that I can see how vulnerable this just-in-time supply system really is. When it's working, it's incredibly efficient and convenient. But as soon as one of the links in the chain falls down, things start to crumble really quickly. So for me personally, I don't feel secure knowing that I just duck to the shops every other day for the things I need. Security for me is knowing that I've got plenty of all the things that me and my kids need inside the home. And then it's just a matter of topping up. So illness is a perfect example, whether you get sick and you can't get to work, which means your income is disrupted, or you just simply can't get to the shops. I experienced this a few years ago when I was so sick for 2 weeks that I just could not get off the couch. Even getting up to boil the kettle was an effort. So knowing that there were plenty of food items in the house for the kids to just keep going with was such a blessing for me. Another great example is income. If something happens to your income where it's either decreased or cut, or there's a job loss or anything like that happens, it's so comforting to know that you at least have a bit of a buffer inside the home of all your food and resources, because it buys you time. I have also experienced this where I've had reduced income, and I have been so thankful to have stores of food so that I didn't need to spend so much money each week on groceries. In fact, some weeks I just wouldn't really spend much at all. We'd just be eating through what we had and topping up when I could. Our ancestors used to live like this all the time. Things were seasonal. They would stock up for the winter months when things weren't growing, and they'd be out in the summer and growing and harvesting, and then they'd be filling up the pantries. We've just become so reliant on everything being on the supermarket shelf, which is not a bad thing. It's a great way to live. We're very lucky to be living that way, but we've also been shown, especially in the 2020 era, that we can't always rely on it. The two other examples of why it's good to have your own storage of supplies in the home is natural disasters, which many of us have gone through, with flooding, fires, cyclones that never happened, all that sort of stuff. Disrupts the supply chain, trucks can't get in, things stop moving, people panic, shelves get stripped. So to avoid all of that chaos, just knowing that you've got plenty of what you need in the home can bring a lot of peace and comfort. The most relevant example that we're going through right now is global events. So we've got this war in the Middle East. The fuel and gas and fertilizer are all becoming real issues globally and quite quickly. So we have this moment in time where things are still moving. We've still got all of the supplies coming through, trucks are still going. Maybe this whole thing cools off and there might be some minor disruptions. And I mean, the price of things are definitely going to go up, but things will still be available, right? But if it doesn't cool down and things do elevate, we want to know that we're comfortable and safe in our homes with our families. So use this pocket of time to look at what you've got, look at the things that you need and your family need, and use through all the time to keep living your life as you do. Write them down and start topping them off while you can, because who knows, we live in crazy times. All right, so now I will show you my two pantry system and how I keep all of that flowing. This is my working pantry in the kitchen. It's just my main pantry. So this is where I store things that we're moving through all the time. So I've got some long life milks down the bottom there, some onions, and the big bottles of sauces up the back. I've got some ice blocks and cordial that just came in trolleys. So you can check out my pre-packed trolley haul videos to see how I get discounted food in pre-packed trolleys. It's all a bit random, but it has helped me stock up on things. So we've got all of these Kit Kat cereals at the back. My daughter is liking those at the moment, and I saw them for $2 a box. So of course I stocked up because that saved me a lot of money over time. And there's some oats as well. Just got all random snacks on this shelf for the kids, like crackers and chips and whatever else is in there. And then I've got the spreads and sauces, spices, oils, all that sort of stuff. Up the top is a bit random. There's taco shells, pasta up the back, noodles, soups. So it kind of looks a bit empty, but I like it that way because I want to be able to see what I've got, and then everything else gets stored in the other pantry and pulled out as needed. So that is the main working pantry. And then coming across, I've got this other one which has a bit of water storage, my bin bags, and then up the top is where I have the flour and sugar and cooking items. I also have up the back plenty of space to store extras. So that's the cooking supply section. And then if you come through into my laundry, I have this hidden cupboard, which is the space under the stairs. So this is a really good space to have as food storage because it's cool, dark, and dry. So in here I have loads of crackers and biscuits. There's some monster noodles, more crackers. There's a cake mix up the top there. A lot of these things I have gotten in the pre-packed trolleys that I was talking about. So it's not stuff I would necessarily buy, but we will eat it. And it's really helped me build up my storage. That is actually just a lot of stuff that needs to be given away. There's some hot foods and things in there we won't eat, and then some random lollies that are put aside for the kids because sometimes you just need some comfort food if times get a bit tough. In the pre-packed trolleys that I get, they often do full boxes of snacks, which is amazing for a second pantry or a prepper pantry. So as you can see, I've got lots of boxes of sarkatars and snackatars. I've got some pretzels down the bottom there, some random chips, some inner biscuit. So they're all good snacky foods. I don't buy chips and crackers. We just always end up with heaps. I have 2 boxes of Vegeta cup of noodle soups. So there are 18 packets in each box. So they will be handy. Some spices and gherkins and random stuff there. I've got some pasta sauces, some stock, some tinned tomatoes and veggies there. These ones in the corner are all tinned potatoes. And then I have tinned spaghetti. We've got baked beans. I've got tomato paste and some tinned 2 fruits there. Lots of jam, some Vegemite and some peanut butters. We've got lots of these hoisin and teriyaki sauces, which have come in trolleys, and some other flavoured mayonnaise and syrup there. I'm sorry, it's dark in here, there's no light. But in these boxes, so the top box I have tea, and in the box underneath, which I can just easily slide this tea box out to get to the one underneath, that is all rice. This box here is all the noodles and pasta. So we have so many noodles and pasta packets here, more than we will probably need, to be honest, because my daughter is the only one who eats pasta products, which is great having this overflow because it means that I can share with others if times get tough. I can hand some to friends and family. When it comes to toilet paper, I've only got 2 packs at the moment, and so we go through about 1 pack of those per fortnight. So what I'm doing at the moment is just grabbing 1 pack a week. So that way I can build that up and have a few extra packs in there, or move that box out of the way. That could be a toilet paper shelf. And again, just maintain. We'll just be ahead with toilet paper. We won't have to fight anyone in the aisles for toilet paper. What a blessing. I have 5 bottles of shampoo and conditioner. I think it's mostly shampoo. And there's a bit of soap there. I'll probably get another pack of soap, and that'll keep us ahead with those items for a little bit. I have 2 full bottles of dishwashing liquid and about a third in there, so we're a little bit ahead with that. A couple more bottles over time would add to that buffer. So let me know in the comments, are you building buffers? Are you getting a second pantry happening so that your family always has plenty of what it needs? Or is it just me?